Hello, you're welcome to Happy Living once more. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning viewer, you're also welcome. Now, here we talk about relationships, family relationships to be precise. Okay, so if you like such contents, we ask that you like, you subscribe to the channel, and you also share those contents that you viewed and you appreciate. Today we'll be talking about loving life and enjoying it to its fullest. Why? Because there is too much pressure. A while back, some weeks back, we had talked about enjoying life and loving it to its fullest and not just existing, but living and making impacts in life, making yourself happy as much as possible, despite the pressures and the discouragements and those things that weigh you down, that you have to consciously make a choice, make the effort on a daily basis to ensure that you are happy as an individual. Okay, so today we're going further to look at steps you are to take, those deliberate steps you are to take that will make you happy and live a fulfilled life. Okay, so number one, we'll be talking about discover yourself. Now, you've been sent here for a purpose. You've been sent here with an assignment. Okay, if you don't discover that purpose and you don't walk in line with that assignment, you will not be fulfilled as an individual. That's where fulfillment comes from. Fulfillment and happiness and joy doesn't really come from amassing all the wealth in the world or having all the material possessions or marrying the finest of wife. No, it doesn't really come from any of these material things or physical things. It comes from, first and foremost, discovering and fulfilling the purpose why you are here. So that's the first thing that you should be looking out for. Once you're able to get that right, every other thing will begin to fall into place, okay? And then the next thing we'll look at is that you value and appreciate what you have and where you are. Now, you might have precious gold in your hands, but if you don't know that it's gold, you will just discard it anyhow. We actually heard of a story of a woman who had a picture hanging in her house. It's not really a picture, it's a document of her boss transferring wealth to her. And because she didn't know that that was a document transferring so much money to her, she still suffered her entire life and was sickly and dying until someone told her, this is what's so much fortune to you. So she didn't have value for it because she didn't know what it was. So you need to value and appreciate what you have where you are. You need to value your health, for example. You need to value the fact that you are alive, that you can breathe, that you can use your hands and your legs, that you can even use your mind is enough gift, enough reason for you to be happy. So don't concentrate on those things that you don't have or you aspire to get, and then you now forget what you have presently. The fact that you can even feed yourself, or the fact that you can even drive a car. Some persons, now there was this particular day where personally I had my sad day, okay, and I was just sitting down in the car thinking about how terrible my life was, okay. And then suddenly I saw this man approaching who was struggling to take every step. And I thought to myself, here am I thinking that the worst is happening to me. And that's a man who is walking is a problem. So it just got me back to reality that I have too many reasons to be happy. I have reasons to appreciate where I am and appreciate life. And appreciate these things that I'm blessed with, okay? So that's what it means to value and appreciate where you are and what you have, okay? Then the next thing we'll be looking at is that you learn to focus and think on the good things that you have. Of course, there are always troubles in life. There are always issues to deal with, but there are good things. There is a hymn that says, count your blessings, name them one by one. If you focus your attention and your thoughts on the negatives, okay, it will now form your thought pattern. All your thoughts will be focused on those negative things in your life. And that will now form a force field around you of negativity that will now pattern your life in that negativity. And then you now forget all the good things that are around you. So it's very important that you learn to focus and think on the good things that are happening around you and in your life, and think about them, and think of even your dreams, your tomorrow, those things you hope to get, those places you need to get to, those things you're working on. And then ignore, and as much as possible, don't focus and pay too much attention or get yourself fixated on the negative, because you will remain sad and depressed and anxious as long as you continue to think of the negative and create that negative, environments and force field around you. And then things begin to happen in line with those negativities, okay? So now the next thing we'll look at is that you should be content and quit comparison. Be content with what you have and stop thinking of those things you were yet to get. Love and enjoy those things that you have for now while you are trying to achieve the next one. At least you climbed the stair to the first floor. Enjoy the first floor where you are while you are thinking of getting to the second floor. So be content and quit comparing the person who has gone ahead. Your race is different. You're not running the same race. So be content and enjoy where you are. The next point is that you learn to build others. As much as whatever level they say that level that you are, where you're thinking is not good enough, is somebody's prayer point. So that level where you are, someone needs something from you. There is something you have to give back. And when you have received so much and you are not giving back, in life, in the circle of life, okay? Now you are meant to pass on, since you have what's better than the other, you give to the next person, you feel and pour out to others. So be concerned about building and raising others. Out of the 10,000 you have, you can afford to give someone 100 naira. Or out of the 1,000 you have, you can afford to help someone. Possibly you have Gary in your house, okay? And somebody needs Gary. It will help somebody. That's what we mean. Out of the knowledge that you have, someone needs that knowledge that you have. So there is something you have to give. You are not completely empty. There is always something you have to give. So learn to give and learn to build. Just as you are receiving from others, also learn to give. There is joy that comes with giving. Of course, the Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. So learn to give. That's one way to maintain your happiness and your joyous disposition. Okay, and then the next one is you need to consciously enforce a happy disposition. Now that's another topic of its own, but it means that you should consciously, it's a daily thing, where when you see yourself or find yourself getting all sad and moody, you consciously, probably you play music or you watch a movie or you try and get to hang out with good friends, good company to get yourself out of that bad mood. So it's a conscious effort. Don't just allow yourself drown in whatever makes you sorrowful and sad, okay? And then the last but not the least, which is actually very important, is that you always seek God at every turn in your life, at every point in time in your life. Seek God's counsel in whatever thing you need to do. That's actually the ogak patakpata of them all. So thank you so much for having us here during this session. See you next time.